Planning a wedding and feeling overwhelmed? Simply Eloped makes it easy. With over 14,000 elopements and vow renewals planned and 37 stunning U.S. destinations, the planners at Simply Eloped have you covered. Their all-inclusive packages connect you with over 700 top-tier vendors, cutting stress, cost, and complexity. And no two packages are alike because they customize it for you. Your story deserves ease. Let them handle the hard stuff. You just show up and say, I do. Start at simplyeloped.com.
Today on CityCast DC, happy January. If your New Year's resolution was to kick more ass in 2026, we have got you covered. It's our guide to having your best possible January. I'm here with my CityCast colleagues, Bridget Todd and Julia Karen. It's Friday, January 2nd. I'm Michael Schaefer. Here's what DC's talking about. Hey, Bridget.
Hey, Michael Schaefer.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thanks for having me.
Hey, Julia.
Hey, Mike.
Happy New Year to you, too.
Same to you.
I hope you guys had a good holiday.
Dude, taking 2 weeks to bed rot and not do anything was actually the balm I needed for my soul. I'm not going to lie. Did you guys also bed rot?
The holidays is always weird for me. I mean, it's no surprise. I'm a Grinch. I don't love the holidays. But also, a weirdness is being self-employed. So people are all like, I took the time. I had the break. But for those self-employed folks listening, you know that you're like never really offline. You kind of live vicariously through others who are getting the chance to do some bed rotting, which I am very jealous of.
Yeah, I live that life too. And the time is money thing is very real, for sure.
You know all about it.
Yeah, for sure.
I think if you work in a typically DC profession, including ours, journalism, most of your colleagues go home for the holidays, and home is typically not here. And it's like one of these times that like always like it brings home to me the kind of essential campusness of Washington in the eyes of a lot of the people who live here, because like they're all off, you know, and then they say like, "What did you do on your break?" As if you too are returning to your Tony prep school after spending the holidays back in Greenwich with your family.
Yeah.
And but for those of us who are from here and do live here and whose families, are also here, it makes for like a nice, like things kind of slow down. And I don't know, now it's January and I try to hold on to that perspective of like pretending the city's all mine again.
Have you ever seen that film, the Alexander Payne film, The Holdovers?
Yes.
DC has big Holdovers energy over the holiday season.
That's what we were.
Oh, The Holdovers is a great movie about a prep school where most everybody goes exactly what Mike just described, goes home for the break. And then there are a handful of unlucky holdovers who have nowhere to go. And so prep school campus is all empty and there's like 4 kids who are still hanging around. Recommend.
All right. That was not on my bed rotting to watch list, but next year.
If one of your New Year's resolutions was to start listening to CityCast,
ooh, yes.
That's a good resolution, but let's give you the straight dope. This is a thing we do once a month where we talk about our plans and ambitions for the month, but it kind of dovetails with CityCast's own goal, which is to help connect people better to their city, whether that is by listening to like meaty segments on like actual news and culture of the city, or by having us invite people on who can tell you where to get the best meal or see the best show. So welcome. Thanks for joining us. Happy New Year.
Well, in the spirit of it being a new year, something that I always feel in the new year is you get that window. For me, it's about 2 weeks where you think, this is the year where everything's going to be different. I bought a journal. I bought some pens.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be my year. And part of that for me is always, I'm going to sink my teeth into a new hobby this year. And if anyone is looking for a new hobby, I actually have one that might be kind of offbeat. That is beekeeping.
Ooh,
Dear
explain.
Lord.
Well, an organization called the Bee Care Institute is doing a beginning beekeeping course this January. You can go to all the dates, January 24th, January 30th, and then they have a couple in February. And they say that you will learn everything you need to know to start beekeeping this spring. So I know that sounds a little out there, but I don't know. New hobby, new me.
Where do I sign up for my free honey delivery from you?
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We'll see. I might be able to provide some free bee stings that I can probably manage.
Nope, no thanks.
You don't want that?
I mean, I always associate bees with summertime, but I guess they too go someplace in the winter. Where do they go?
Oh, I'll take this course and I'll let you know. That's a good question because I don't think of bees as something that are prevalent in the wintertime, yet here we are.
Well, maybe just us outside is not prevalent in the wintertime.
Yeah, I'm staying indoors and, becoming a blanket burrito. That's my goal.
But wait, if you are indeed into picking up a new hobby, DC is like the world capital of adults who decide they're going to pick up a new hobby or skill. So like if you want to learn like an obscure language or an obscure craft, this is, I think, a pretty good place to do so. Have you had like previous years new behaviors like this?
I have. I cannot pretend that they've always taken. I get about a 2-week to a month window where I stick with it and then it kind of falls out. But I took a couple years ago calligraphy classes because I thought that might be the thing. You're so right, Mike, that DC has a lot of options if you are an adult who's interested in picking up a new hobby. And then for me, part of it is also wanting to be more social, wanting to get out of my apartment more, just wanting to have something that forces me to, be a human out in the world. And so hobbies to me is a great way to do that. And we're lucky to live in DC. That's such a backdrop for so many great hobbies.
What about you, Julia, besides resting at home? What do you got planned for January?
Yeah, so I always go to a Washington Capitals game. Obviously, I'm a hockey player. The Caps inspired me to play hockey when I was growing up. Pre-Alex Ovechkin during the Peter Bondra days. If you know, that is a deep cut. And in the month of January this year, the Caps are actually home basically the entire first 2 weeks, their entire schedule. I think they have 2 games on the road, but they're separated. Tickets up in the nosebleeds, $45. It is a good way to get yourself out of your house and just downtown doing something. I know I recommended this last year, but it is a good way to get a feel for a sport in the city, what it's
give
like.
Give us some tips for games. I know that when I am down there and there's a hockey thing on, everyone's in red. They're in fact rocking the red. But what else do we need to know? Is there a chant that you need to know to go in there? Is there who are the Capitals' arch enemies? Who are the people you need to know about?
Okay.
Don't just say Ovi.
I mean, don't just say Ovi. But the people that you need to know this year are Logan Thompson and Jacob Chikrin. Logan Thompson is one of the goalies for the Capitals. He might make Team Canada for the Olympics. He's on the cusp, and he's been playing super, super well. Also, he's a southpaw, so he catches with his right hand. That's really rare for goaltenders. The Caps actually have a duo where both of their goalies catch with their right hand. It's very weird, so teams in their pre-scout get freaked out by it. It's very strange. And Jacob Chikrin is potentially on a Norris Trophy go. He's one of the best defenders. What is the Norris
Trophy?
It's for best defender. Although it should be best offensive defenseman at this point. Jacob Chikrin, I think, had a 10-game point streak. He broke John Carlson's record. He's been revived since he joined the Capitals. He's on their first pairing. He's on their power play. He is an electric player to watch. Maybe on the cusp for Team USA as we go into the Olympics. The NHL is going to take a break for the Olympics. But if you want to see Olympians before they go off to Milano Cortina, this is your time to do so. In terms of cheers, there is one person and only one person you need to follow, and that is Loud Goat. He is literally just a loud guy in the stadium, and he'll start the cheers for you. Sometimes it's spelling. Sometimes it's just let's go Caps. That's all you need to know. It's all good. Very easy.
I thought you were going to say it was a loud goat. just look for the loud goat in the audience bleeding.
A literal goat in the audience. No, it's just a guy who's been a season ticket holder for something 15 plus years, and everyone's really embraced him. It's awesome. In terms of frenemies or enemies on the ice, I mean, Pittsburgh is obviously a huge deal. There was the whole Alex Ovechkin, Sidney Crosby thing when I was growing up. Also, apparently heated rivalry is sort of based on that. I don't know if y'all have been listening.
Ooh, I have been watching it.
Okay, so it was vaguely based on that, but not entirely. So they always come to town, and it's always a good time. Afterwards, people will stand on the National Gallery steps, depending who wins. So if Penguins fans win, they stand on the National Gallery steps. If the Caps win, we do. It's a little tradition for you. So rally.
All right. So you guys know January for for the motion picture industry is when they typically dump the bad movies. So it's not a great time at the box office. And this year that may remain very, very true. But I think for people in Washington, a subject of this month's movie conversation obsession, if not actually movie going obsession, is going to be the Melania movie is finally coming out. This is the one that Washington Post owner Jeff Bezos, his other company, Amazon, paid like $40 million for, that's going to the First Lady herself, or much of it. And even before Christmas, as trailers were coming out and stuff, I'd seen people doing like recuts in various like comic ways. So I have a feeling like the movie and its potential lowlights, and for all I know, it's like an amazing, touching, heartbreaking tale. But on the off chance it's not, I have a feeling that it will become our like shared civic subject of amusement for at least some chunk of this coming month.
I've already seen the trailer, and it's already been a source of amusement in this household. I can promise you that.
I have not yet. I'm so excited for this.
What does it hold for you, Bridget?
It just looks bad. And I think, that's really it. And I think they've vastly overestimated how interesting Melania Trump is and the interest around her.
That's assuming that the paying all that money was because they thought they would make all that money with the movie, which I don't want to impugn anyone's motives, but I have a feeling that was not the only thing on anyone's mind when they struck that deal.
No, I was just reading about how the Washington Post is in hot water because they put out those AI-generated personalized podcasts.
Ooh, yes,
that
I
are
saw
full
that.
of lies. So I'm also not saying that I think they've got their best. I don't know that they've got their best on it. I guess I'll say. So I agree with you that I don't think that we're making decisions based on things that will actually make money or things that will actually generate good art. So I'll just put it that way.
Yeah, I feel like a hate watch is still a watch, though. And if the goal is eyeballs, then, they do have a point, maybe.
I think that is nothing like the goal. I think the goal is that money is transferred to the Trump family.
Well, mission accomplished.
Yep.
They've did it.
It's hard to imagine the former Washington Post owners taking part in a deal that leads to a lot of money going to the president. Just saying that.
Well, one of the reasons I was kind of personally annoyed as a podcaster to see that the Post, my local hometown paper, is putting out these AI-generated personalized podcasts is that here we are, a crew of humans who put a lot of time and intention and work and labor and care and love into making podcasts. The idea that AI could do as good of a job as you, me, Julia, Mike, Annie, Kayla, Ash, the whole team here is preposterous. And so I think in a climate where we are being shoved this kind of AI-generated stuff down our throats, a way to say, no, this kind of media is still for humans, still by humans and for humans, is by supporting CityCast DC and becoming a neighbor. I think for me, at a time when it cannot be clearer how important it is to have human care and intention at the heart of what we make and consume, I think it's a great way to sort of put a flag in the sand that this kind of stuff should be for humans.
In other words, if you don't sign up for a membership, they will take me and Bridget out back, shoot us, and replace us with robots.
Yeah, our AI clone. Is that really what you want, people?
We fully will become AI slop if you don't become a member, straight up. If you want to avoid that fate, you can go to membership.citycast.fm. It's $10 a month or $100 for the year. Mike, what are some of the sick perks that you can get in addition to us not becoming AI bots or slop?
Well, you get ad-free listening, and you also get to come to our members events, which is like my favorite thing about doing CityCast. You come to these events, like we'll take over a bar for a night. Sometimes we tape before the audience, or sometimes it's just like we're meeting someplace. People will come up and talk about like the most like sometimes obscure, sometimes wonderful like interests they have, things that we've said on the show that like touched on those interests. They'll want to debate, argue, discuss, and it's like, I don't know how to say it. Like I'm a journalist. I've been a journalist for a long time, and in the print world where I live most of the time, dissent is like hideous, right? You get inboxes full of bile and viciousness, and sort of having this community of CityCast listeners who are pretty engaged with DC and care about the issues we talk about, and don't always share like me or Bridget's point of views on those issues, but but show up and want to discuss them and debate them, it feels almost radical. So that is the most fun thing you get to do.
That is so right. So again, the site is membership.citycast.fm. Please become a CityCast DC neighbor. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
All right, so giving food and drink recommendations for January is always a little tricky because of New Year's resolutions and stuff, but what are you guys anticipating eating this month?
Oh, well, right off the bat for me, I'm really excited for DC Restaurant Week, which is happening January 19th to the 25th.
Yes.
So
are you, though? I'm a Restaurant Week skeptic.
Okay.
I don't think they're putting out their best. Because, you get a deal, but I don't think they're putting out their best stuff.
Oh, come on, man.
It's true.
I will take that. I received that. I will say the reason why I'm excited is because, and maybe they had this before and I just didn't pay attention to Restaurant Week, they're doing brunch now, which I love brunch. I think of brunch as like a DC thing. They are now doing brunch options from $25 to $35, optional cocktail and wine pairings. I don't know. I now that you say this, I could see you being a Restaurant Week truther. I'm excited for it.
Bridget, I often like slide because we're pretty tight and we get along really well and we have good conversations. I often slide into thinking of ourselves as peers, and then you'll say something like, "I love brunch," and I'll think I don't know if I've had a brunch outside of a day after the wedding context since my children.
Oh my God, Mike.
I was at brunch just this past weekend at
I was
Vagabond and Adams Morgan. I had a friend in town. And also I love making brunch. I like brunch. It sounds how it sounds to say, oh, brunch is part of DC culture. Yeah. Sure. But also I love brunch. I make brunch every Sunday in my apartment.
But did my invitation get lost in the mail?
Come anytime. Come anytime. What's not to like about brunch?
It's breakfast food at lunchtime. Breakfast food is some of the best food, Mike.
I'm not saying I don't like it. No, you guys are mishearing me. I'm saying I'm the person unable to attend for reasons of being occupied. I'm like a nose up against the window pane of your brunch guy.
Got it.
You're like, you know who you sound like right now? I was reading an interview with Bowser where they were like, oh, what are you looking forward to doing when you're out of office?
Yes.
And she says, I see the brunch. They go to brunch for 4 hours, 5 hours. I want to do that.
Sure, give her 10 years because her kid is 6 or 7.
Invite the kid to brunch. I don't know.
So anyway, I will brunch vicariously through you guys.
Okay. We'll be saving a plate for you next Sunday.
But, a lot of people do dry January, and DC is a capital of the non-alcoholic cocktail. There's the binge bar, right? There's a whole joint devoted to non-alcoholic cocktails. Is that a thing for either of you guys?
I usually do it, and then I see how long I can. I usually make it the month, and then I see how long into the year I can push it. I try to do it every year.
No, I meant if you are on the wagon, are you going to go elaborate mocktail, or are you going to be I'd like a Diet Coke?
I know it's easy to rag on mocktails, but I actually do enjoy a mocktail. I don't always love the price, and we did an episode about mocktails in general in DC, and one of the things that was made very clear to me is that the reason why they can be pricey is that it's still labor. It's still, even if it's not spirits or alcohol, doesn't discount the fact that it's labor. And, if they're using good craft ingredients, that's still something like that fancy brand of tonic, Fever Tree. Whenever I buy Fever Trees, I remember, oh yeah, this is not cheap, even though it's just tonic water. But if you want good mixers, that's the price. But I do like a good mocktail every now and then, because it does get boring just to have seltzer and lime after a while. What about you, Mike?
I have never been much of a mocktailist. Mostly because once I start drinking something I like, I will just continue to drink it, and the price tends to go up at that point in a way that it doesn't with even your water or your Diet Coke. But it is a big, I sort of associate it as a Washington thing, the combination of personal abstemiousness and craftiness. January's sort of a slow month to program, but in our museum world, there's two shows that are ending this month that you should really go see. One is, and I think we've talked about it even on our month guides, at the National Gallery, there's a show, Photography in the Black Arts Movement, which is just really, really cool. And that is ending like the 11th or something. It's ending like in January. So get to the gallery soon. And then like also this winter is ending. It's been open for a few months. This show about, it's a strange subject, the American National Gallery of Art, but of Indigenous Australian artists. But it's really cool looking.
I spent some time in Australia for work a few years ago, and they really have a lot of very interesting Indigenous artists there. I went to a couple of exhibitions while we were there, and so this is right up my alley. And I have to say, the Black photography exhibit that you suggested, I went to that because of your suggestion in a guide episode. If y'all haven't seen it, you really should. I can't even, I'm so glad that I went, and it's one of those things that I don't know how much longer we're going to get this kind of art in DC, so see it while you can. You're so right.
And the Basquiat Banksy show at the Hirshhorn ends on like the 19th.
Yeah, that is the one I have my eye on.
Is it also a Basquiat exhibit?
Yeah.
Yes, it's both.
That's very cool.
Before we break, do you guys have a thing you do every January that you would recommend to a newcomer?
Ooh, yes. So every year it's my birthday. And obviously, like, newcomers come and hang with me at my birthday dinner thing. But every January, I find it's a good time to like take stock of where my friends are and just plan time to see them. Everybody's kind of coming back from their holidays. It's really confusing. So this year it's, I put out a partyful event. I gathered my friends and we're going to grab pizza somewhere. I also find that having a meal with my family, a lot of my family is based in DC. So if you have family based in DC, it's a good time to gather, see each other, and take it a little slower rather than just like going all out, being forced to go outside,
How about you, Bridget?
So I think I've mentioned on the pod before that I try to do this thing around the holiday season that I call Weirdo Christmas. And at its peak, Weirdo Christmas is you can live the spirit of Weirdo Christmas wherever you are. But if you have the energy and the money and the time, whatever, the best way to do it is to rent a cabin with your friends that has an outdoor space and a hot tub. The hot tub, I am a hot tub person, right? It is the pinnacle of like cold weather season for me, is being in an outdoor hot tub at night, looking up at the stars while it's cold out and the water's nice and warm. Beautiful. This year, unfortunately, it's probably not in the cards for me this year. However, I've been a little bit kind of sad, like, I'm not getting my hot tub this year.
But you can't leave your bees behind.
That's
I know,
true.
right?
Someone has to tend to these bees. So over the weekend, I had a friend in town and we went to go see, this is embarrassing to admit, Meredith Marks from The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Shut up, really?
She did a DJ set at Hook Hall here in DC, right?
How did I miss this?
Side note, it is whatever you're thinking it's going to be like, is exactly what it was like. I'll just put it. So like whatever you're imagining that a DJ set by Meredith Marks would be like, it's exactly that. So when we were there, I peek behind this curtain in Hook Hall and there's a hot tub. And I remembered maybe 2 years ago that Hook Hall was offering this event where you could pay money and go use their hot tubs. And I remember asking Julia, I remember asking you and Priyanka and saying, are you all interested in this? Maybe we could do it for a podcast episode.
Did you do this without us is my question.
No, because the reaction, I don't know if you remember, the reaction that you gave was so grossed out and horrified.
Because so many people in the hot tub. I feel like if it were a limited number, then it'd be okay. But it's so many germs. Yikes.
Yeah, I remember talking to you and Priyanka about this. And I think Priyanka said, the more I hear about it, the less safe this sounds.
Fair.
So I felt very shamed about wanting to do this. So I said, fine, we're not going to do it.
But did you do it anyways?
I didn't. And actually, when I was at Hook Hall over the weekend, when I peeked in at the actual physical hot tubs, I was sort of thinking like, I don't know, this might not have been all it's cracked up to be. Perhaps this was not in the cards for me at all. So then I found this company called See the City, and they have hot tub boats. They have boats that have a hot tub in the boat. They take you around on the Potomac. You can do it at night, during the day. This is my new white whale event. This sounds so perfect for me. The idea of being able to, it's BYOB, the idea of being able to enjoy a hot tub on a boat, tutting around the monuments at night. This is a real intersection of things that I like. So this is new on the agenda, my new way to experience a little bit of hot tub joy. We'll see.
This sounds like the first scene of a disaster movie. You got
or like the intro to like the next Hangover movie, maybe.
You got a bunch of Washington swells circling the city in hot tubs while evil stuff goes down.
Wait, no, genuinely, no part of this sounds enticing to you two. No part of this is. So if I do this, you all are like, don't invite me.
No, Bridget, invite me. I am in. I love a hot tub. I don't know that I like a communal hot tub, but I do love a hot tub where it's like you and your friends and you're just chilling and it's cold out. I am 1,000% in this. I am worried that it will end like a Final Destination movie or something like that. There is that like little fear in the back of my mind.
What if someone got like a bunch of little hot tub or bathtub motorboats where like each you can individually sail, but you wouldn't have to like worry about the rest of the world?
I would invest in this business. That's a startup idea right there.
This is not so much January, the month per se, but it is a winter event or basketball season tip. So, we have this G League. It's like the rookie league of professional basketball. And they play on the old St. Elizabeth's campus, east of the river. And, like if you figure, I don't know how many players are in the National Basketball Association, the NBA, but, a few hundred, like 400 or something. So the players in the G League are like, if you figure those are the top 400 players in the world, these are like numbers like 401 to 500 or something. And you go, there's almost no one there. And you're like, you can hear what the coach is saying. You can hear them. You can hear their sweat hitting the ground. And I'm like a basketball ignoramus. So it's not like I'm really like taking notes on the performance. But it's just a really cool thing to do. And it's like right across it is right here in DC in Ward 8 on the St. Elizabeth's campus. And a pretty fun thing to do. And the tickets are a lot more affordable than going to see the actual pros, whose record is, alas, not very good. Like basketball games at any professional level, from the Wizards, Mystics, and the G League, are like, I don't know, the fan experience is pretty joyous. They're fun. Like one year I went on HBCU night and there was like step shows or something at the, at halftime. It's just cool. And if you go to a football game or even like a Major League Baseball game, there's a kind of like, particularly at a football game, there's a kind of aggro-ness to it, and which is just not in existence at basketball games.
Yeah, I'm not even a sports person, but that energy that you're talking about, it's so joyous and fun to tap into. I mean, I think both of you, especially you, Julie, I know you're folks that really enjoy a live sporting event, but I could use more of that in my life.
Yeah, no, it is a lot of fun. Like I've been to a G League game eons ago with my friends. I think tickets were like $20 and we were almost courtside. If you want to see very good, high quality basketball without spending insane amounts of money, it is definitely worth the trip.
All right, what about a professional sports league where you got to watch from hot tubs?
Oh my God, I would be so in.
Bridget,
now that's $1 million idea.
New bar concept for a sports bar. I'm in if you're in. Let's do it.
While drinking mocktails.
Yes, while drinking mocktails.
And keeping bees. We'll have the
oh my
the
God.
mocktails will have homemade honey, fresh honey.
An intersection for all of our interests, guys, truly.
Well, all right, you guys have a great January.
You too, Mike.
Happy January, Mike.
And that is all for today here on CityCast DC. If you enjoyed the show, why not tell a friend, rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our morning newsletter. We'll be back Monday morning with even more news from around the city. Bye.